Hey everyone, this is Walter once again, and I'm back with some more Reddit content. Today we're back with men who make the devil shiver when they lose their patience, which happens way more often than they'd have you believe. You'll see if you don't already know, so let's just begin with Nice Guys from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit Nice Guys, as usual. Hi, I'm a 17-year-old male. I never even met a girl who likes a guy who is nice, respects them, knows their boundaries. Literally, they ghosts the guys who are literally a green forest to them. Reminder, I am not talking about simps. I'm not boasting. But many of my guys' friends, and some of the females, even told me that I'm such a green flag. I don't mind it that much. But those females who complimented me suddenly leaves me. I'm talking about friendships, not relationships. Man, I've got to feel like that's more of a red flag if you can't seem to keep any female friends. Why can't you be good friends with a guy who likes to talk 24/7? Let me tell you, I'm a bit clingy and too nice. I personally think that's the reason they suddenly leaves me. They likes guys who ignores them, argues with them. Like many of the girls I know, have a lot of guy friends who are narcissistic. I'm so jealous when I see male and female besties in Instagram reels. They are both golden retriever energy. So extroverts, and are also clingy 24/7. Why can't I find a female friend or a girlfriend here? Aren't they real, or are those girls on Instagram acting like they are clingy so they can get likes? I don't understand. Girls here only likes dudes who don't talk much, or guys who don't care about them. They just ghost guys who are super friendly and clingy. I don't know if it is about my looks, but I'm not even a bit insecure about my looks. I'm not overconfident. Am I doing anything wrong? If I become more rude and ignore the girls and stop being clingy and talkative, or stop being friendly, should I start doing these things to get? I'm not talking about only females here, but the males too. Will I start getting good friends if I start doing these things? Most of my friends are leaving me after a few weeks. I don't know what's happening. I'd think this was Chibi if his grammar was a little better. Okay, a lot better. This was painful. I thought clingy was always a negative term, but this guy acts like it's some cute character quirk that he has. Females. Dear 17-year-old dude, and any lurkers, instant red flag, of the highest order. Pretty much tells us all we need to know about your mindset regarding women. Too nice and clingy? So creepy, gotcha. Men, nice guys finish last. Sometimes they don't even finish. Remain nice and suffer. A nice guy is a pussified man. Niceness can never get any man laid. If you want to be friend-zoned by a woman, be a nice, humble guy. An honest man will die in pain. He will crumble down alone. Even the best men, like Alexander the Great, were evil and repented in their deathbed. A man must learn to be evil when times call for that. An honest man is a child. Give her more nice things and money than she gives you. Give her attention. She will friend-zone you. If you want to conquer a woman, focus on your goals and be selfish. It doesn't pay being the nice guy all the time. If you remain nice, in the end you will be depressed, embarrassed, and crying like a mosquito after years of niceness. Unplug from blue pill conditioning. Women pretend to love nice men, but deep down they really hate them. If you don't believe, see how she uses a nice man, but reacts harshly when her husband plays nice to another woman. Guard your frame. The end. I was going to question Alexander the Great being one of the best men, but some of the comments did it for me. Also, Alexander the Great being one of the best men? Really? He inherited his dad's throne and army, used it to build an empire and charge into India, realized he went too far, turned around, died, and lost the entire empire when his bros split into pieces. Does not sound like someone I'd look up to. Conquer a woman. Okay, pal. That's what big, tough, strong guys want, to conquer and control their partners. I swear these dudes never mentally mature past age 7. What the fuck does guard your frame mean? I've now read a lot of people defining it, and I think it means not to be a simp. In way more words than that. Let me know if I got that wrong. Very nice pics. And smile. I was sitting at the red light so long looking at your pics, the light turned green and I was still sitting there. Wow, if that's a pickup line, it's one of the worst I've ever heard. All you had to say was that you weren't interested, but you chose to read and ignore my message. I hope God judges you for your conceited behavior. Since you think you're too good for everyone, I hope you're in a house fire or car accident and your face burns beyond recognition and no one wants you again. I decree and declare judgment upon you. There's definitely no virtue claim in that one, by the way. I feel like there's no way that guy would have taken rejection well if this is how he responds to silence. I learned the hard way not to respond to guys on dating sites. There were no apps back when I was doing online dating. I'd respond to them, trying to be polite, to say, thanks, but I don't think we're a fit, and I would get months of messages trying to convince me otherwise, that eventually devolved into insults and name-calling. This lets you skip the trying to be polite phase and lets you skip right to fuck off. Speaking of online dating, let's see if Lucas is still trying to make Tinder work. What happens after a friend gets another friend into Christ? Drunken orgy with the women? Yo, that's fine, but I don't want to hear about how great Trump or Jesus is when I know better, so I guess that situation's out. If marriage is natural, then liking college chicks is natural. Today I woke up with 5 wieners. To be honest, my pants fit like a glove. Religion, the socially accepted mental illness. My balance is low. I feel like a burrito is due. Cash App, King Daddy Telomerase. Well, it looks like he took a break to beg his followers for $25 for a burrito. Is that the price of a burrito now? Thanks, Biden. Hey, will there be general parking, or will we have to pay to park? Hey, so there is just the parking garage area. You do have to pay, but I am unsure of how much it costs. Oh, no problem, love. I can pay for mine and yours if you like. Oh, thanks, but I got it covered, don't worry. Why not let me pay? I'm feeling super generous, especially if it's for a woman as gorgeous as you. I appreciate the offer, but I would just rather pay for myself. No need to be stuck up about it. I'm paying for Amy's ticket too. Just let me do this for you. I want to show you a good time. I'm okay. Thank you though. Wow, this man's a veritable toddler. He's about to lose his shit because he didn't get exactly what he wanted when he wanted it. He's probably about to cry. See? Women like you are the problem. I'm a nice guy. Amy told me you were nice, but clearly she can't see what a stuck-up bitch you are. Here I was going to pay for parking, and even offer to buy your meal once we finish the tour. What an ungrateful bitch. You aren't even pretty, a 2 out of 10 at best. Wow, way to go off the deep end there, buddy. Gonna go ahead and reschedule this outing with Amy. We'll be sending her screenshots too. Have a good one. No, wait, please. We got off on the wrong foot. I didn't mean to offend you. I just want a chance to. Let me make it up to you over dinner. The optimism of these men blows my mind. This guy thinks life is like one of those meet and fuck games. He's exhausted all the negative speech options, so now he just has to pick the right words and she'll come back around and sleep with him. It's like they think paying for everything and being a nice guy equals sex. So they get enraged when you become a factor they hadn't considered instead of just the passive prize. And now you're ruining it, because if you don't let them pay, then the formula is off, and they won't get the sex. You're ruining it all by being a human instead of a fuckable thing. And they would have gotten away with it if you weren't such a stuck-up bitch that didn't let them pay. That sudden drop from a woman as gorgeous as you to 2 out of 10 at best, as soon as the chain of events he had anticipated did not occur. Okay, let's end this video with a story from Reddit Nice Guy Stories, the place where you too can leave your own stories. I was the nice guy, and I was disgusting. There was this girl. I liked her. She was the first girl to give me something remotely close to validation, so I absolutely clinged to her. I would think about her 24/7, and I would talk with her every opportunity I had. However, I was quite socially inept, so one day I said something really dumb that made her stop talking to me. I still remember when she texted me that she doesn't want to speak to me anymore. I was so hurt and confused. In my delusional mind, and in the delusional mind of most nice guys, they're not criminals, so that means they're automatically good people, and that everyone must love them. The nice guy seriously thinks, I'm not a criminal, I'm not complete trash, therefore I'm a very kind person, and so I'm entitled to love. And that mindset of, I can do no wrong and everyone loves me, leads them to do some really shitty things. Anyway, for the next month, I would beg, not an exaggeration, I would beg as if my life depended on it, her constantly to make up. Of course, my begging was so creepy that it just reinforced the idea in her head that she should get the fuck away from me. I was so obsessed with her that I would pretty much only occupy myself with either thinking about ways to make up to her, or sending her yet another long creepy paragraph. I tried all kinds of approaches, from the please, 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 I'll be a good boy, I'll change approach, to the, you know what, I don't care anymore, fuck you, let's just make up already approach. None obviously worked because my constant begging has gotten annoying. God, I gotta feel like it's way too easy to stalk people nowadays. People aren't even always aware that they're being weird. When I was a teenager, there wasn't really social media, at least that normies were on. So you'd actually have to be camped outside of a girl's house if you wanted to stalk her, presumably. And most people are able to realize how weird that is. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was actually trying to manipulate her at some point, saying things like, "I can't believe you threw away a genuine connection we had. Why do you act as if I'm such a bad person? It's not like I hit you. I'll do anything. Please." And just so you understand how annoying and pathetic I was, at the end of the month she blocked me on 4 different messaging apps. You might wonder how it ended. At some point I confronted her in real life. She was hanging out with friends. She seemed to enjoy being with her friends. The moment I showed up, her expression instantly went from happy to what I can only describe as, ugh. After ignoring my pleas for a good 20 minutes, she said something along the lines of, "Yes, I don't care about you or your feelings anymore," and left. And that was a massive reality check that put my ego in place. I realized 2 things that were fundamentally important in my maturation. People don't owe you love, and some people will never love you. Does anyone here like astronomy? Apparently, after the event horizon in a black hole, every choice you can make will only lead you further in. Even if you could somehow move faster than light, you'd still only be able to go toward the center. I feel like trying to beg your way out of this situation is similar to trying to escape a black hole after the event horizon. Every attempt makes her like you even less. The story doesn't end yet, though. There's another phase. After 6 months of not talking to her, I more or less got over her. I improved my grades, mental health, and got back to the gym. One day, though, my friend tried to make us to make up. After messaging her for a bit, we decided to make up and be friends again. You can imagine how awkward it was to speak to her again at the start. I yet again became clingy. I started to act overly nice and do anything she asked me for, thinking it'll definitely get me kissed. I remained in the friend zone. Certain things she did, like insulting me often and laughing at me when I injured my ankle, showed clearly that she didn't give 2 shits about me by this point and just used me for favors, and yet I stayed because I was still desperate for female attention and believed she would eventually date me if I keep being nice. At some point, I just realized how toxic she is and that I should stop talking to her. It took me a good couple of weeks to stop talking to her as I was addicted to the attention she gave me, but I managed. I am now more emotionally independent and rejection doesn't bother me at all. So I guess all that shit show was worth it for the character growth. Yeah, so now that he was able to step back, he was able to look at things more objectively and say, "Hey, actually, she's not that great and she's not being very nice to me. Why was I obsessed with this person?" This is pretty normal for teenagers. It blows my mind more when it's guys my age doing it, and sometimes they do. Anyway, let me know what you think, and if you have any nice guy memories in the comments. But that is about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be here reading them while the video's new. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same. And finally, big thanks to my amazing patrons who help me by supporting me more directly over on Patreon. It really helps out a lot, so let's do the shoutout. Jimmo, Bartholomew Q. Wiener, Levon, Maxo11X, Chris Sturman, Chef Casa, Jade Demby, Alberto 2001, Big Mike Shirley, Chase Watson, Cho, Daniel De La Pena, Don Smith, Dev Notes, Dominique R. Welcome, Ennui Blue, Ouroboros, Sammy, Sazandora, Skepticals, Wernology, William Ash, Zebrabird, Zephyrin, Bumbus McTunga, John Yorkie, Psychic Kumquat, Alex Anakin, Francois Tremblay, Knit1 Code 2, Lil Spoon, Molly Mayhem, and Stepdweller. Thanks so much again, and thanks to anyone who sent me money on PayPal. They probably did that so I wouldn't give them a shout out, but I might as well mention it. I think I have some true crime stuff coming up here in the near future. Kinda want to talk about Grant Amato, Cole Carini, and maybe even Vince McMahon. Very gross stuff there. Anyway, I'll be back soon with some Am I the Asshole stories. Have a great day, everyone, and make sure you don't let women pay for anything. They won't owe you sex if they do.